Okay, Mama, let's pause for a second because we have covered a lot over these last few episodes. We have been talking about digital products, validation, pricing, platforms, traffic, marketing, post launch strategy. And if you're feeling like, oh, that was good, but that was a lot, then this episode is for you. Because today we're slowing things down, connecting the dots, and mapping out our digital product journey from idea to income. But this time, with clarity, you can actually move on when we return. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Making of a Mompreneur Show. I am Rashida Green, the founder and CEO of Get Coaching, the host of the wonderful Mompreneur HQ Facebook community, as well as the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy, where we help moms who are determined to find time, money, and location freedom so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. And we do that through a number of ways, through coaching, content, community, and of course through the Digimompreneur Academy. We are talking about today a recap, your digital product roadmap from idea to income. If you have been hanging with us for these past episodes, then you already know that we really have been doing a deep dive into the BFFs, was business, faith, family, and self-care. So we have been focusing on the B in our BFFs, and that's business. And for business, we've been talking about digital products and digital product creation. We've gone through the gamut, right? But today is not about more information. It's about integration because information tells us what to do, but integration helps you actually do it. All right. So if you are joining us live, drop a hashtag live and let us know where you are tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, and let us know where you are joining us from. And hey, as usual, feel free to get your pen, paper, or digital device so that you can take some notes. But again, today, you're just doing a recap. You're just going to do some bullets, some highlights. If you've been taking notes all along, then just take out your notebook and get your previous sheets and just highlight or underline or refocus because technically you should already have your item, your product, digital product done if you've been following us from week to week. But it's okay. We're mamas. We got stuff to do. I get it. And that's why we have YouTube so that we can make sure that we have those recordings available for you to watch at any time. So that's right. If you don't already know, you can like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel or wherever you're watching us from. It could be on Facebook. You can even catch us on Instagram. So wherever you are tuning in from, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and even share with your business besties those episodes that you really love and that you think they would benefit from. All right. So I want you to release the pressure to have it all figured out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. You're not behind, you are building. And every step we've talked about in this season is meant to stack, right? Build up on top of each other, not scatter your focus, not give you scatterbrain and get you all worked up and nervous and escalating because you don't know exactly what to do, but you feel like you have to be doing everything. No, today we're walking through each step again, but this time I'm going to give you the one thing that matters most in each stage. All right, if you're ready, put a hashtag ready in the comments so that we can get started. And remember, if you have a nugget, or if I say something that really sparks your interest, that really captures what it is that you're trying to do with your business, make sure you put that in the comments, hashtag nugget, and share what that nugget is. And it helps those who have not watched the whole episode to be able to see that there are some nuggets that they need to go back and watch. Okay. So go ahead and do that if you are gaining anything from this experience. This has been a long, very thought out series that we've been doing, and we really want to make sure that you're getting what you need from the Mompreneur HQ community and the Digimompreneur. Okay, so we're going to start out with what we talked about, creating your first digital product, right? Your first digital product is about one thing: clarity over complexity. If you remember nothing else, remember this: your product should solve one clear problem, not 10. Not everything be important to this one document or this one product. No, just one. Because clarity is what converts. When someone sees your product and immediately thinks, that's exactly what I need, then you've done it right. Confusion doesn't sell, but clarity does. So make sure that you're solving one problem for one person so that they can, giving them one solution that is going to sell. All right. The next step we talked about was validation. Here's the key distinction with validation: interest is not the same as intent. And I'm sure you have learned that as an early stage beginner, early stage business owner, or a 10 plus year business owner. Interest is not the same as intent, right? People will like your post to death. And of course, your family want to support. So they're going to put the little hearts for you, right? They're going to support you. But then you have those who will say, oh, that is a great idea. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's the best thing since sliced bread. And you also have people who will encourage you, who, hey, maybe you're doing a great job. Power to you. So proud of you. But buying behavior is different from showing interest and encouraging and supporting and saying things like, it's a great idea. Buying behavior sounds like, when is it ready? How much is it? Where can I get it? Right? These are the questions that people ask when they're ready to invest or ready to buy, or at least somewhat moving towards the buying transaction. Validation is about listening for intent, not applause. Again, yay, good job, congratulations, is not the same as buying. Okay, so when we talked about validation, it's about listening to those cues to really find out if people are actually interested in buying your product versus interested in supporting or encouraging or congratulating you on what you've accomplished. The next would be pricing. When it comes to pricing, the key thing we want to remember is to price the outcome and not your insecurity. I know that sounds harsh, but if your price is based on fear, then you're undercharged. If you price your product on ego, then you may overcharge or overreach. But when your price is based on the result that your product delivers, even if it's a small win, you land in alignment with your client, the interest, and your product then will serve as the best thing since sliced bread. Okay. Your product is not just a file, right? It's not just a digital it's not just a digital product. It is someone's solution, the answer they've been searching for, and the one thing that they need to progress, to move forward, or to do the thing that it is that you teach them to do with your products. We then talked about where to sell, right? And what I want to make sure when we're talking about where to sell is to distinguish the various platforms. We talked about several platforms, and we mentioned some pros and cons, because every platform trades something for something, right? We don't have this complete 100% best thing out there, right? We talked about how Etsy gives you visibility, but the trade-off is that takes fees and control. We talked about how Shopify gives you ownership, but it requires you to bring the traffic. We also share that Amazon is huge. It gives you great reach, but it limits your branding. You really have no control and you're barely getting the information about who purchased your products. So you pretty much don't get anything there but the reach, which is still great. Your website, of course, gives you full control, but then it requires consistency in what? Marketing, because all of the marketing falls on you. That's not a problem. It's just a fact of the particular platform. So it just really, you would have to make that determination because there is no perfect platform. Only the platform that's going to fit you and your current season and what it is that you're looking to do with your business. Next, we talked about traffic. And when it comes to traffic, I want you to remember this: visibility is built, not waited for, right? You can't sit around and wait to be seen. You have to get out there. And a lot of moms are waiting for people to find them. People are not looking for you, just like we talked about on Shopify. You have a Shopify store. There is no one looking for you, your name brand shop. Nobody's looking for that. They don't go to Shopify for that. They go to Shopify because they've been given a specific link to a specific store to buy whatever products that are being offered. So that is the same idea when it comes to traffic. Traffic comes from showing up consistently and talking about the problem your product solves. You don't need to go viral. Those people who have those million views and stuff like that is wonderful. That is great. That is impactful to their business, I'm sure. No, I'm not, because we just talked about it. Just because they heard it and just because they watched it, that is not buyer intention. Okay. But hey, it is still an opportunity to get more people who haven't seen your products or heard of you before to see you. So virality is cool in some ways, but you don't need to go viral to get visibility and traffic. You need to be visible on purpose. Do it on purpose. Be strategic. Plan it out. Again, we talked about traffic. You don't have to make videos every single day, but you need to have a medium where people can start coming into your ecosystem. Okay. And we do that through marketing. Here's the reframe that changes everything about how you present your business to others. Marketing is service, not self-promotion. When we're marketing, we're not talking about ourselves. Yeah, because we're talking about the client. We're talking about what they can achieve by using your product. If your product genuinely helps someone, then talking about it is not being pushy, it's being helpful. When you shift from, I hope they buy this, to, I hope this helps someone, then marketing becomes easier, lighter, and more natural. Okay. So we just talked about marketing. And now, and once we got ready for marketing, we talked about your first 30 days. And that's right. After you have finally launched, your first 30 days are about learning and not judging. Don't beat yourself up, right? This is where many moms get discouraged. They're like, oh, I didn't sell as much. Oh, I didn't get all the views. Oh, I didn't. Don't worry about that. These things happen. You have to be able to expect that everything's not going to go the way you planned. But those first 30 days, they're going to show up for you as data, actionable data, feedback, questions, behavior patterns. This is where your business start teaching you what it needs. If you're getting feedback that, oh, it was too short, oh, it was cut off, the font was too small, I wish it was interactive, whatever the feedback is, this is where you can actually have your own little listening party. You find out what people are thinking through what they've said or commented or the feedback they provided. You can identify behavior patterns based on your website data. If you're using your website or Shopify or whatever the platforms, they can tell you how many people viewed. If you are using your own website, you can see how many people clicked on a particular page, how long they stayed on the page, and why, and when they dropped off if they didn't purchase. So there is so much data that you can get from those first 30 days to help you to improve, to come up with that product 2.0, or just to make tweaks, because it's not always about the tweaks about your product. It could be the tweaks about how you presented it. So it could be your messaging. It could be the tweaks about, oh, the ad or the graphics that you had attached to it. It could be, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that the cover had the white edge around it because I didn't put the bleed on it. Whatever the case is, you get to learn that information and that feedback that was given to you to create a better sales opportunity for you. All right, so we talked about your first digital product and validation and pricing, where to sell and marketing, and of course the data that you get from your first 30 days. So now I want to ask you something honestly. Which one of these shifts do you need the most right now? Is it clarity, validation, confidence in your pricing, visibility, or consistency in marketing? I want you to go ahead and drop one word in the chat. Let me know what it is, because your next step is not everything. It's the one thing that moves you forward. Here's what I want you to see clearly. You already have more than enough to start. We've laid this bad boy out for you. The B's for BFFs is business, and we've been talking about your digital product roadmap and from idea to income. This is the recap. That means if you haven't watched the series, go on back and watch the series so that you can get the information regarding these topics that we've already spoke about. But I do want to remind you that you got enough to get started. And this is not about learning more. This particular episode is about applying what you know, because momentum is built through action and not accumulation. And I know we can accumulate some stuff. We can really just build up all of these documents, classes, courses, graphics. My Canva, I got a lot of graphics. I work on this, I work on that. I'm like, oh, that looks nice. And it sometimes doesn't go anywhere. But this is what we're talking about in this particular episode, that we want you to move from idea to income. So here's what we're going to do. I don't want to guess what you need. I want to hear from you. Drop your questions. What questions do you have about any of these steps? We talked about validation, pricing, where to sell, traffic, marketing, and your first 30 days where you get that data and that feedback. So I want you to drop your questions. What questions do you have about any of these steps? Where are you stuck? What feels unclear? What do you want me to break down further? Okay. Drop your questions, send me a message, or share inside the Mompreneur HQ Facebook community, because the next episodes will be built around your real questions. I want to help you, and we're going to be building together. I really believe that we can do this as a community. We are moms, we're mom entrepreneurs, we're employees, we're wives, we're ministry leaders, we're every woman. And we don't have to do this walk of entrepreneurship alone. I have been doing the Making of a Mompreneur show, formerly Mom Live. We've been doing this going on 4 years, I believe. And we've covered a number of topics. Guess what? You can go check out those number of topics right there on YouTube, on our YouTube channel at the Digimompreneur. We have tons of videos out there available, educational videos, self-care videos, where the topics range from all over the BFFs. We talk about business, faith, family. and self-care. We've had guests, a ton of guests that have come through this community to share about their experiences and to give you some insight on how you too can do what they've done. And we can come up with topics all the time. But what I really want to do is make sure that I'm reaching you. I'm helping you to get to your next level. That's why we have these Making of a Mompreneur show. That's why we have our YouTube channel at the Digimompreneur, so that you can go back and watch these episodes and learn. That's why we have the Mompreneur HQ, a community of moms to help support each other, build each other up, and encourage each other, as well as provide services to one another. Because why not? Right? If we have people within the group who have an expertise and a skill level that can help you do what you do, then we should be able to help one another. I didn't say for free, right? We are entrepreneurs, so we own businesses, and the intent of our businesses is to make money, right? But we can still support one another in that effort. So, as we look to do our future training and courses, I do want to say thank you to those who participated in our poll. We did ask the question, what would you like for us to do? And it was digital products. And talk about more is digital products. So, we're talking about digital products here in our series. We do have a Moms Marketing and Mocktail event coming up. We will do one virtually to help our virtual community to be able to get the good information that we share. But we will also be looking to do our in-person event as well. We had so much fun with those. And of course, we are now building our community of entrepreneurs, local entrepreneurs who are supporting one another in growing our businesses. And that is not something else that I find to be a treasured part of being an entrepreneur, being able to speak and talk to and meet and interact with like-minded business individuals and help each other to grow each other's businesses. And so that has been a good addition to the Digimompreneur platforms. So we're grateful to be able to work with others. We participate in bundles supporting other businesses as well, so that we can get these assets to our community, right? So with the bundles, we have sometimes 25 to 50 people in a bundle, and those business owners share for free segment products in digital, mostly digital products within their business. So you can end up, when I participate in these bundles, you get access to free classes on the same things we're talking about, whether it be digital products, setting up a shop, creating private label rights products, becoming an influencer, doing faceless reels. And when I tell you, it's a plethora of products that you have access to. When you see us drop some emails about bundles that are going on, remember, most of these bundles are free to you. And even their basic bundle, because some do charge more, charge for VIP or charge for extended time, even their basic bundles, they have some good stuff in there, because these business owners poured their hearts into their product, solving that one solution, and you get to get them for free. And guess what? We've hosted our own Freedom Day giveaway, and we are considering bringing the Freedom Day giveaway back, which is also a bundle. And people in our Mompreneur HQ community and abroad will be able to participate by donating a gift, a free digital product that people can sign up to get. Now, you're like, why would I sign up to be in the Freedom Day giveaway? Because that is an opportunity for you as a business owner to grow your email list. And I really want to talk about growing your email list on one of these future episodes, but that was not one of the items selected from the poll. But we're going to talk about it, because email list is how you grow your business and be able to get a more consistent flow of clientele, because now you are reaching out and communicating to them directly. But meanwhile, at the ranch, to get back to what we're talking about today, your digital product roadmap from idea to income, the recap is all about how you can drop your digital products and you don't have to take all day doing them. We gave you some steps. We helped you to get the idea validate the idea. We talked about how you can price it, how you can, where you can, what platforms you can place it on, as well as creating traffic and doing the marketing and all this good stuff, and how you can use the data after you've launched for the first 30 days to be able to make your 2.0 product. We're trying to help. We out here, y'all. We out here trying to get y'all to grow your businesses in a way that you'll be able to not only succeed, but to thrive, because you will be able to do the things that you want to do with your time. You can do digital, you can create digital products using and promote them using maybe 5 hours out of each week if you set up your systems correctly. So this is, I believe it's one of the best ways for moms to really get into entrepreneurship without the overwhelm. And again, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop it in the comments. And as we see them, we will address them. And you never know. You might not just be getting the question answered for yourself. It may be someone else in the community who was thinking it, but just didn't type it out. And now we'll be able to address your question and theirs at the same time. So I want to thank you all for participating in the B's for BFFs in our digital product recap and all that we were able to teach and learn during this series. I look forward to the next time we drop some knowledge on y'all with the Making of the Mompreneur Show. Thank you once again. And until next time.